odds are that if you're in the military, you have at some point in your life about something been told that the solution is just be disciplined, just do it, just try harder. For example, dieting. Oh, if you were just disciplined and starved yourself 24/7, you'd lose weight. Maybe if you just stopped eating, you'd lose weight. Or running faster, even if you're injured. Maybe if you just ran more, you'd get better. Maybe if you without any thought behind it. Yes, sure, running more will help you run faster, but two things. One, what if you're just not that disciplined? And two, there's a smarter way to train than just running more. And there's a smarter way to diet than just eating less. I need to do more of that. But beside the point, what if you're just not that disciplined? And newsflash, you're not. There are so many studies out there that talk about how quickly you can run out of motivation or how quickly you can run out of discipline or just willpower. Willpower in itself is not enough to sustain whatever crazy things you're up to. There is just a limit. At some point, you're going to just run out and be, oh, I'm done and I'm failing. And at that point, what then, right? So what if you're not that disciplined? Well, today I want to talk about that very briefly. And there's a couple of different things that you can do to set up a firewall so that you do not have to be disciplined. For example, I have found that over the last few weeks, I've been going to the PX, every day or two at work. And part of it's because I want to get out of the office and walk. Other part of it's because I want a snack. Other part of it's because of whatever, right? And I found that on my way to the PX, great. But then I get there and I was going to buy one little Gatorade or one little something. And I end up with like a Gatorade, a bag of chips, and a fresh cookie or some crap. And not only is it junk food that I don't necessarily need and more calories than I was planning and doesn't really stick to my diet, but it's also costing me money. That was the bigger thing. It's probably like 50 bucks a week that I'm spending on junk because in California, junk is not cheap. And so here's this like extra 50 bucks a month. That's like $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year on crap that I didn't plan on buying, that I didn't need at all. So now the easy solution would be just be disciplined. Don't go to the PX. But when you're sitting at your desk, and I work in a windowless vault with no windows and no sun, and it just kind of gets meh. So then you're like, oh my God, I'm stressed about this. I just need to get outside. And then when you go outside, you're like, well, I'm gonna walk to the PX. So the discipline thing is great until you're like, I just need to go. And somebody says, let's go to the PX. And you're like, yeah, let's go. And then when you're there, you're setting yourself up for failure. So what I did is I took all of my cards out of my wallet and threw them somewhere and locked them away at the house, other than my business card, because I am smart about that one. And I just took it out of my wallet. And I gave myself $5 or $10 for the week. And I said, there you go. You can use that. You can use it to your heart's content. But once it's gone, you're not freaking putting any more money in your wallet. And you know what? I didn't spend more than $10 at the PX last week. And I didn't eat that much junk food. And I'm fine. It was so easy because it was just like, oh, no, I got this apple here, right? And I had, say, the apple before, but that doesn't look good right now. I'll go to the PX. And I was like, well, that's my only option. So I ate it. I ate better. I saved money. And all because I was disciplined. Now, another great example is banking. If you see money in your bank account, it's pretty easy to spend it, swiping that card or dollar bills or whatever. It just is, right? Like, it's not hard to spend money. In fact, it's fun for a lot of people, so it's dangerous. So separate your money into different bank accounts. For example, and I'm not going to get into all my stuff, but like, I only have a portion of my paycheck hit my checking account. Some of that goes to my wife. Some of that goes to insurance and car payment and stuff. But the rest of it either gets dumped into my Navy Fed account, so that's my USAA, either gets dumped into a Navy Federal account where it pays down debt, or it gets dumped into another Navy Federal account which has business checking and business savings and it funds the business and the reinvestments, or it gets dumped into a HELOC where I'm paying off that or whatever, or saving money for investing. So I've got like 3 different banks with like 4 different bank accounts or whatever, and more than that. And then I've got another fund where I could have my payments from my Airbnb right now could go into my personal checking because it's my personal residence, but they go into my business account. So I don't touch them, right? They just sit there and build and pay off debt and whatever. And so what I've done is I've set up a firewall where in order to spend money that I don't need to spend, I have to physically go in, transfer it to another bank, wait a day or two, hope I still want to blow the money on whatever, and then spend it. And so by setting up these arbitrary walls and complications, you are making it easier on yourself to be disciplined because you're not having to use willpower. You're having to say, crap, I set up a barrier. I can't do that. I gotta wait a day, or I gotta wait 2 days, or I can't walk. I can walk to the PX, but I can't spend the money. And so you're saving yourself from having to make that decision. Because the reality is that we are fickle human beings and we are weak. And at the moment where you want something, you're going to be weak and you're going to give in. So if you take away the ability to give in when that moment arises, you're going to be so much better off. So if you lack discipline, or if something's really important to you, set up firewalls. Another example, one last final one. For budgeting, I don't like budgets that much. The envelope system. So you got a dining out envelope, and a grocery envelope, and a lunch envelope, and a gas money envelope, and a barber envelope or whatever. And you put the cash in at the beginning of the month, and that's it. You don't touch that. You don't use your cards. You just spend the cash. And if you don't spend it, then you leave it in there, and as it builds, maybe you buy something nice with it, or maybe you pull out less cash and you save more money. But you don't spend over because you've limited yourself to that. So discipline does not have to be up here. Discipline can be intelligent, and you can be proactive about it. If you got something out of this, or if you've got another wonderful discipline trick, comment down below. I'd love to know.